Welcome to Sebring International Raceway and the start of the 2013 season of the Cooper Tires Prototype Lights powered by Mazda. I am Matt Tarleton, joined in the commentary booth by former IMSA Lights and ALMS driver Anthony Downs for what is surely to be a fantastic 2013 Prototype Lights season. So let's get right to it. Earlier I had a chance to speak with Daniel Goldberg of Performance Tech, who absolutely blistered the Lights qualifying lap record here at Sebring International Raceway. We caught up with Daniel Goldberg with Performance Tech, who not only is the new track lap record holder here at Sebring for Lights, but he also has the new pole position for the Lights races. Daniel, fantastic run. What would you attribute to that extra speed you found here today?
Well, first I got to thank the team, Performance Tech. They do a heck of a job, gave me a great car. The weather really helps the cars out here, and just was able to put the whole thing together with everything I've been working on the past couple days, getting ready for this.
Well, not only did you set the new lap record, but you did it by over 2 seconds. 1:57.6, that's phenomenally fast. Did you realize that you could do that time here?
I was looking for eights. I'll be honest, I was looking to break 2 minutes. Let's back up. I was looking to break 2 minutes, and first 2 laps were 59s. And I turned the 2:59s, and I came on the radio, said, team, I think I got it here. You know, let's pack it in, let's save the tires. I was off the pace, following some traffic, and they came on the radio, said, give us one more. Came down the back stretch and got on it, had a great run down the front straightaway, and put the whole lap together. When we came across the line, I saw that time, I knew I had it then. I was ecstatic, and I just waited for the team. I was just sitting there waiting for the team to come on, and there they pull it in, pit now, and I knew I had it there.
Well, a fantastic lap, and congratulations on your pole position and your track record. Daniel Goldberg of Performance Tech.
Thank you, Matt. Let's take a look at some highlights from race 1 as we see Daniel Goldberg here taking the green as they head down the front straight toward corner 1, and it looks like 3 wide behind him.
And they get 3 wide through turn 1. John Brownson leading the Masters class first off. And we see car number 2, Christian Padalicchio, one of the new teams and new entrants for 2013, 8-Star Motorsports. You might have heard the Padalicchio name in WEC with Enzo, who actually races in round 2 here.
And here he goes around corner 17. He hits that bump and catches it. That's a great catch. I'll tell you what, that is scary when your car is up in the air and going sideways.
And a spin for 44 Ferrari of Houston entry, and Lamont Harris comes off 16, hits hard.
Ooh, that is a big hit and a very scary place to hit, but glad to see he's all right. As they come around corner 17 for the restart here, Daniel Goldberg's huge lead is evaporated as he's being chased down the straightaway by Ryan Booth.
And it's down to the last lap. It's a green-white restart as they're going around turn 1. Ryan Booth's trying to stay up tight to Dan Goldberg, but they're going to push this last lap. They're not going to leave any room for chance, and there's a spin and a wreck in the background there at turn 1, so it's down to these 2 guys for the win.
Yeah, and Ryan is sure keeping Daniel honest here. He's right on his tail, not letting him go, and this battle is just great, and great for the fans that showed up in the hundreds of thousands for this weekend's race as they dive into the hairpin.
Teammates going at it. There's no team orders here, so you won't hear any Formula One things here in IMSA Lights. No team orders. Dan Goldberg, Ryan Booth, both fighting for this win. See who can take that top step.
They're coming around one of the last sections of corners here as they go into corner 16. Very important to get. And he puts 2 wheels off there, but saves it as Ryan Booth is just licking his chops.
And it's going to be Ryan Booth running a little wide coming out of turn 17, and Dan Goldberg of Performance Tech will take the win, followed by his teammate Ryan Booth, also with Performance Tech, and Mikhail Goldberg of JDC takes 3rd position. So, round 1 is in the books. Anthony, please lead us through a lap around Sebring International Raceway.
My pleasure. What a great track. I want you to notice how bumpy it is here. This is an old World War II actual airport surface, and they keep it that bumpy to enhance the brutal 12-hour race here. You saw him go through corner 1, just a real strong corner for those that like to push the envelope. Going through 2, 3, 4 here, a little technical combination, which leads onto a little short straight back here, leading into what is known as the hairpin. probably the greatest passing opportunity here, because you're really all out top gear into the hardest braking area here. Very crucial that you get your car set up and hit this inside apex. They've put tires on the inside of the dirt there to try and keep the cars from bringing dirt back on the track, and that's certainly a change from last year as he goes up through the gears here on one of the back sections, leading into another great passing opportunity, a 90-degree right-hand corner here. He'll go down into second gear, and it's real important to get on the throttle there very gently, because the car can swing back to the inside and hit the wall. Again, he comes up to another right-hand corner here, which is very similar to the last corner, but it kind of goes off camber at the end there, so you really got to be careful. Again here, a little short shoot in the back with a couple corners that are really no-brainers in these cars with such high downforce, which leads you into this last technical section here, leading on to what is corner 16 right here, this right-hander. Very important to hit this perfect, because it's a long way to corner 17, and you need as much horsepower, as much speed as you can get. And again, just look how bumpy this straightaway is. And if you can imagine putting your car to its limit around a corner with these bumps, as you'll see here in corner 17, right in the middle of the corner, there is a huge bump that sends you for a ride, and if you're not ready for it, you can be caught out and thrown into the tires. Ryan Booth here does a great job through 17 as he brings it back up the front straight in the historic Sebring Raceway.
Thanks, Anthony, for that great track lap analysis. Well, the lights are off on the pace car, and Sean Rahal and Ryan Booth are leading the field around for the start of this round 2 of the 2013 Cooper Tires prototype lights from Sebring International Raceway here in sunny Sebring, Florida. Looks like we're going to have a great race. 20 cars starting in the field, 20 L1 class cars on board with Sean Rahal, number 14. He stands a good chance of doing quite well in this race, just like Ryan Booth and his teammate Dan Goldberg.
As the field bunches up, the pace car pulls off through 17 here. It's going to be up to the pole sitter to determine the pace and decide when to go. The rest of the cars are kind of at his mercy. We'll see how it goes.
Well, they're coming around turn 17, getting ready to hit the front straight. Sean Rahal guns it, and it's a green flag here at Sebring International Raceway for round 2 of the 2013 Cooper Tires prototype lights powered by Mazda.
As the field heads toward corner 1, it looks like everybody's through cleanly as they start to string out going into corner 3.
And the field stays really bunched up. These are all spec class cars, so they're all staying together, and they have very similar speeds and handling, just separated by driver talent. You've got the young guns, you've got the masters class, the younger guys, the more experienced guys. It makes for a fantastic mix as they're heading down towards the famous hairpin. Sean Rahal, number 14, jumps out to a nice, comfortable lead over Dan Goldberg.
And we see, looks like a pass for position there.
That was the number 4 car of Alexis Van de Pola, taking the position from the Ferrari of Houston entry, and they are really battling it out back in the field. There's always a race within a race here.
Yeah, great first section here for Sean Rahal. He's comfortably in the lead, but don't count out Dan Goldberg. You know he's faster on here.
And we see Dan Goldberg getting a little bit of a buffer over his teammate Ryan Booth, and there's number 34 John Brownson right behind Ryan Booth. Do not count him out. He might be a Masters entry, but John Brownson, I like to call Mr. Excitement.
Exactly, my old teammate. John loves it around here. John loves fast corners.
And Dan Wayland off into the wall.
His teammate Dan Wayland. That's really too bad. Dan looks like he got caught out on some cold tires there. Very easy to do around that corner. If you just give it a little bit too much gas at the exit, the car snaps around, catches, and sends you into that wall.
It looks like that front left is flopping around. Looks like Dan's got some suspension damage in there. We'll see if he can get that. I don't know if he can get that back around and nurse it back to the pit road or not. And we have a full course caution.
Yeah, that's too bad. Dan Wayland is one of those diehard racers that's been doing it forever, and age is not a factor with this guy. He just keeps getting more and more excited to race, and I hope to see him in the cockpit for many years to come. It looks like that car is probably done for the day. I can't tell if there's any suspension damage in that left front, but hit that hard is probably going to leave.
There's a replay. Yeah, he got on the rumble strips, and he just cold tires, lost it, spun to the inside.
Yeah.
So, that's just the result of cold tires and some tight racing.
I've done it right here, and I've crashed in that same spot, and it's so frustrating.
Well, as Dan Wayland is nursing his car back around the pit road, we're going to step away for just a moment and make sure you come back to catch this exciting restart for round 2 of Cooper Tires Prototype Lights powered by Mazda. And we're back to racing here at Sebring International Raceway for round 2 of the Cooper Tires Prototype Lights powered by Mazda. We are still under caution, but the lights are off on the Mazda pace car. It looks like the cars are going to get lined up here for a restart. As they're coming down the back stretch, we're on board with number 14, Sean Rahal, who's our current leader.
Yeah, and in this series, the leader gets to pick the pace, and they have to follow that until they decide to go. And once they go, they have to go. They can't check up. It's a very good rule that's presented by Terry Dale, the chief steward of the series.
And it's a green flag here for Sean Rahal, car number 14, and Dan Goldberg and Ryan Booth both got a great restart with him as Dan Goldberg looks to the inside at turn 1.
Can he make it stick? He's got position on him. And they touched.
Goldberg got a little bit loose. They touched, and Rahal retains the position. And Ryan Booth jumped on the opportunity, taking over the second place. And John Brownson pulling right up behind Dan Goldberg. He was wanting to get up there into that podium step.
That was awesome. That was just great racing by all 4 of those top guys.
And Alexis Vanderpool off and on right there in the number 4 Momo car.
Bringing a bit of dirt back onto the track, and these front 4 are glued together. Actually, Mikhail Goldberg right there in 5th is tagging along as well, as we see a move by, I think that's Owen Kratz, into the hairpin.
And he runs wide.
A little bit wide. Does he make it stick? I don't think so.
And it looks like Vanderpool and Fant got their positions back. Great late braking of Owen Kratz there, but couldn't make it stick. And wow, look at him back in the pack there. Scott Tucker goes to the inside in the Siemens car.
I think he just passed 2 cars into that one corner. Unbelievable. Scott Tucker, has raced in the LMS and almost every type of car throughout their ladder series and in the LMP2 ranks last year. So he's very experienced around here, and he has no problem passing cars 2 or 3 at a time into a corner.
Yeah, Scott Tucker has been the Iron Man, let's say, of these race events, doing several different cars in several different races, and he has stepped up from the L2 class to the L1 class this year. And Owen Kratz gets a little bit got out of sorts, got out of his line, and just overshot it and spun it in the grass.
Yeah, it looks like he got a little bit behind in that technical area. If you get behind on the first corner, you need to get out of it, and you need to completely reset up your car, and it looked like he just tried to go through there.
And John Brownson showing Mr. Excitement, showing him how it's done.
That looked like a figure skater. Just a 360 and go. That's awesome. Wow, that was fun to watch. If this first restart lap here is any indication of how this season's going to go, folks, you're in for a heck of a year.
Absolutely. John Brownson, not to be outdone, shows Owen Kratz how you do it. And it is the first 3 are Sean Rahal, Ryan Booth, and Dan Goldberg. They're really pulling out from the rest of the field. These guys are running hard. They all want that top step. We'll see who can pull it off.
Yeah, and now their tires should be up to temp. They should be able to brake in their normal spots and kind of settle into a rhythm. So let's see if Daniel Goldberg can get that second place back and challenge for the lead and make it a clean sweep of the weekend.
Absolutely. Sean Rahal, for our avid viewers, will remember Sean Rahal from 2011. He actually did the last race of the season. As we look real fast here, Owen Kratz replay, he just got over the rumble strips and ran wide, and it just was off from there. Exactly,
and when he went over those rumble strips, it upset the car, and he wasn't able to get into the correct turn-in position there for corner 16, so here we see the beautiful pirouette by the talented John Bronson here. Gets it going and doesn't touch anything. No harm, no foul. Get back in it.
Showing how it's done. Only loses 2 places and adds a little bit of excitement to a restart lap, like there isn't enough in lights racing with the cars all staying packed together like they are. Sean Rahal getting a little bit more of an extension on his lead. Dan Goldberg staying really tight up there with the 18 car, his teammate of Ryan Booth. That's the battle for second we saw there. And Anthony, as you were alluding to earlier, talking about, and Dan Goldberg looking to the inside, turn 7. Oh, Sean Rahal getting on the bumps, and they both, all three of them, run wide and save it.
Oh, I love that camera view there. That's just awesome to see these cars bump over that. And let me tell you, you are flying through 17. That is not a slow corner. And when you hit that bump, you just hold on and you hope that your car is going to catch and you come back down.
On board with Sean Rahal. Sean Rahal, as I was mentioning earlier, he in 2011 did Road Atlanta, did both of the final rounds at Road Atlanta in 2011 against another newcomer, Tristan Nunez. And Tristan Nunez, as you'll know, was our champion last year, who's moved up into the LMPC ranks for this year. And Sean actually, in 2 tight battles, both took first place over Tristan, who came in second in both of those. So Sean Rahal is a very good racer, and he has proven it in the past, and we're seeing it right here.
Yeah, I was in those races, and I couldn't believe that. I believe one of the podiums had Sean Rahal, Tristan Nunez, and Ricardo Vera, and I believe the combined age at the time was less than my teammate John Bronson's total age. So to see all these young kids beating up on us, older guys, I guess I could say, is good for the sport. But I'll tell you what, it's a little bit humiliating getting beat by a kid that doesn't even have a driver's license.
Well, these guys don't know fear yet, I guess you could say. Let's talk about the L1 prototype class car. It is a Elan Motorsports Technologies DPO2 chassis. And the engine this year is a 2-liter 4-cylinder Mazda MZR race-prepared engine. Produces about 235 horsepower at 8,000 RPM, and the top speed is over 170 miles per hour. And in a car this small, this light, at these tracks, they are hauling around Sebring Raceway. In fact, the top 3 qualifiers for the L1 class here at Sebring were all faster than GT class ALMS cars, and are actually just as quick as some of the LMPC cars.
Yeah, Matt, these cars here, these prototype lights cars, were made for a track like this. They are awesome at high speed, high downforce corners. They have so much downforce that around corner 1, it's barely a lift. And when you're going around there and you see it live, they fly around there. I mean, it's a very scary corner, but they love to have these sweeping corners like they have in the back. Like corner 1, it really suits them, and they've got some horsepower behind them too. So on these long stretches, they can really get up and get at it. It's awesome to watch them around here.
Well, as we see the battle within the race being created in the back, it's one of the fantastic things we saw with the lights broadcast last year was there's always action. And number 2, Christian Padalico cutting to the inside of Richard Fant. They hit going into the hairpin, and Padalico takes the spot.
Nice pass, nice pass. Well done. As I said in the track analysis, that is a very key passing opportunity because you're coming from top gear all the way into the hardest braking area. And beautiful pass there to get in the inside of Richard Fant. And now it looks like Jerry Kraut's having a look. Great battle going on back here.
I bet you Richard Fant wasn't too particularly pleased with that. But
yeah,
he probably
not.
Didn't like the little bump there. But we see the 05 car, the black Siemens-sponsored entry of Scott Tucker, Level 5 Motorsports, running the new paddle shift system for this year. That's something I'm sure he's having to adapt to a little bit in an L1 car, but he's used to it from his L2 car because L2 class cars last year all had paddle shift systems.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what he comes back with throughout the year and to see if they will implement that in these cars going forward.
Yeah, that could be a start of an evolution in these chassis in the L1 class, as Ryan Booth kind of throwing it sideways across the bumps through 17. And did he just tap the wall a little bit?
It's close, I'll tell you what. When you're going around there, like I said, that bump kind of dictates where you go, and you just hold on and you hope that the car catches before you get to that wall.
Dan Goldberg is really pushing it through around the track here at Sebring as he goes around turn 1. He wants that spot from Ryan Booth so bad.
All over him. He is not giving him a second to think about anything else but his mirrors.
And, you know, looking at it from here on the screen, you might say, well, there's a 2 or 3 car gap as Goldberg runs off and shows the dirt who's boss and kicks a little bit back onto the track. And we saw in round 1 highlights when Dan Goldberg was going around turn 16 for his last lap of his win in round 1. He used the dirt to his, I guess, advantage. But Dan Goldberg, he's going to push every inch of it around the track. I mean, he is a great racer, very great guy to talk to. And he is the kind of guy that, you know, year before last and last year he did a few races, didn't do full season. This year he is full season, and I say that this man is a contender for the championship.
Oh, definitely. He's got experience in the car, and as he showed from the first race, he can pedal. And all 3 of these guys that are running in the front with Ray Hall and with Goldberg and
Ryan
with
Booth,
Ryan Booth, all 3 of these guys do have some experience. Some more than others in this series, but the fact that they're all committed to the series this year is going to be great.
And
I mean, you never know who's going to win.
And don't count out Mikhail Goldberg. You know,
Right.
car number 10, Mikhail Goldberg. Last year, he came in second in the championship to Tristan Nunez. Really had a hard-fought battle with Tristan all year.
Yeah.
And now they're back, and, you know, Mikhail's running in 4th. And so we'll see what Mikhail can do to see if he can get back up on the podium as we watch Ryan Booth and Dan Goldberg here completing another lap at Sebring International Raceway. Make sure you stick with us and come back on the other side of this commercial to see how this race, round 2 at Sebring International Raceway, unfolds. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Sebring International Raceway as we are following the Cooper Tires prototype lights powered by Mazda. Second race of the race weekend as we see second and third place there, Ryan Booth and Daniel Goldberg still battling, trying to catch up with first place.
Well, we're about 17 minutes into this timed 45-minute race. One thing to remember about prototype lights, all the races are timed races. There's 2 rounds at each event. First round is a 30-minute race. Second round is a 45-minute race. So it really works out well for the teams here, and really some exciting racing. So 45 minutes in lights race feels like an hour in others. As we saw the leader in the Masters class, Scott Tucker, he was not a Masters class entrant last year, but he picked up that 1 more year of age in his birthday, and now he is a Masters entrant.
I don't know if that's good news for him or bad news. I guess maybe a silver lining to him turning a year older.
Is that what you call gray hair, silver lining?
Exactly.
As we see number 4 car of Alexis Vandepol leading Scott Tucker overall, followed by Christian Padalico in the number 2 orange 8-star Motorsports car, and number 44 of Richard Fant, Ferrari of Houston, in the silver car, right out of view, coming into view right there. And this is a really fantastic battle within the battle. You've got a couple of young guys mixing it up with a couple of the Masters entries, and experience and what's a good way of saying testicular fortitude shall disturb. We'll see if how those play out together as number 18 Ryan Booth crosses the start-finish line. Sean Rahall's got a great lead.
Yeah, he's really hitting his marks and just being real smooth. Looks like he's settled into a bit of a rhythm, and these guys really got to get their stuff together and see if they can catch him. But it's tough when you're battling and you're always looking to get by the next guy. You kind of lose focus on that leader, and he's loving it. He's loving looking back and seeing these guys battle.
Now, right there in the top of the screen, you see that the number 3 sister car of 8-Star Motorsports, the orange car, was in its pit stall. It looks like it's retired. It has had some sort of mechanical issue. That was being piloted by Enzo Padalicchio, and it looks like he's got that car retired. So now it's up to the number 2 car to see what they can do for 8-Star Motorsports as the young gun, Christian Padalicchio, is battling Level 5 Motorsports Masters Class entry, Scott Tucker.
Matt, I wanted to go back. You mentioned that all of these races, as he takes a look, can't get it done. All of these races are timed, and you think to yourself, well, you know, they're not in the car as long as some of the guys in the ALMS. But let me tell you, these cars do not have power steering. And around these high G-force corners, it is a workout even for 10 minutes in these cars. And to be going this long on a green flag without any power steering and to be carrying those G's, it is a workout, and these guys are feeling it by now.
As we see number 4, fourth place, Alexis Vandepola. Scott Tucker is getting harassed by Christian Podolicchio. We'll see what develops there. If the young gun loses his head and the Masters class entrant keeps a cool wheel beneath him, we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, and as you alluded to, Scott Tucker has more experience than about anybody in race cars in the last 5 years at least. So he's very comfortable. It looks like he's just hitting his marks. As we see is that the leader, Sean Rahal, slowing on the front straight?
I don't know if he's slowing or... Well, and we're back to Ryan Booth and Dan Goldberg. Ryan's getting a little bit... Dan Goldberg. Off into the wall. Hard into the wall.
Big hit into the exit of turn 1 there. That is scary. That is top gear, the fastest corner on the track, and he went right into those tires.
And that will definitely bring out a full course caution. Looked like hopefully we can get some replays to look at what happened. But one of the things you and I were talking about earlier, Anthony, was how quick Dan Goldberg's sector times were. The first sector coming through turn 1.
I was watching him through there, and he was really just faster than about any other car in there, which I would guess maybe he doesn't run as much rear wing or something to that effect, but it looked like he kind of got pinched down there, and the back end came out first and swung him right in those tires, but it looks like he's moving around, which is good news.
Here is the replay. A little bit of a better camera angle. We might be able to see what happens coming into the corner. That was just a hard hit right as soon as he spun around. It was head first into those walls. But these are very, very safe cars.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
You get into some bad accidents, but most of the time you walk away from them uninjured. And we can see right here, hits a bump, and it just unsettles the car and sets it loose.
I tell you what, too, following that closely into one behind another car, you do lose substantial downforce. And I think... the combination of that and just an extremely aggressive setup for Daniel Goldberg may have caught him out there. And in this track, there are so many bumps. There are so many things that can just unsettle the car in the littlest bit. And around this high G-force corner, that's really all it takes. So it's good to see him getting out of the car and walking.
And, one of the things I just noticed right there also is I think it was a combination of factors. He hit the bump right while his left rear was on the yellow paint stripe. So maybe there was a little bit of loss of traction there as well. But, a testament to how safe these cars are. There's Dan taking his helmet off. The safety crews with IMSA are top-notch. They were on the scene there within literally seconds after the accident happened. They were dispatched, checking him out, making sure he's okay. And, Dan a little bit upset with himself there and shaking his head, of course, as any racer would be. Don't like to see those kind of accidents happen to anybody. And usually the guy that's toughest on himself is the guy that was behind the wheel.
Yeah. And it's really a shame for Daniel, but I tell you what, I'm just happy to see him up and talking, and it looks like he's okay. He's going to feel that in the morning, I guarantee it. But as you were saying, this safety crew is terrific. They go to each race. It's not a local crew. So when you go and see them at the track, they know you, they know your name, they know what car you drive, and they speak to you by name, and they ask you questions after a crash like this about what did you have for breakfast, or what's the date, or who's the president. They just want to make sure that you're with it, and then they need to either send you right away to the hospital or take you to the medical center. But they are top-notch professionals, and I tell you what, I owe them a ton of gratitude, myself and my brothers included, that have all unfortunately met them on the racetrack.
As we see the field gathered back up around behind the Mazda safety car, and Dan Goldberg getting into the Porsche Cayenne medical vehicle, probably one of the most fantastic medical vehicles I've ever heard go down the track. Boy, Dan's car's front end's pretty torn up, but even with that hard of a hit, that fast, that's minimal damage. I mean, it doesn't look like minimal damage, but it's really not that bad. Shows you how well these cars are built.
Exactly, Matt. These cars are The tub is made of carbon fiber, and when I say tub, it's basically the cockpit, the middle area that the driver sits in, and there's another carbon fiber piece that sticks out, that nose piece you see in the middle, and those pieces are all meant to be very strong, and having the corners and the other parts of the car are more expendable, and they are supposed to break when you hit something like that, and they're supposed to dissipate that energy, and that's exactly what happened. And I'll tell you what, safety's come a long ways, and these cars are some of the safest in the business.
Well, the lights are off on the pace car, but it looks like we're going to have another lap under full course caution here. They're going to make sure that the track is clean, that everything's safe, that any tires that got bounced off of that area get reset, so that, you know, just so happen if lightning strikes twice in the same spot, there's not any existing condition to the wall that would allow another driver to get injured. You want to make sure that everything's straight, and they're going to make sure everything's straight before they green flag this. They're not going to jump to getting the race started back and possibly put anybody's safety in danger.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We've had beautiful weather here. If you look, there's clear blue skies, and there's nothing a racer likes to see more than clear blue skies on race day.
And we see number 14, Sean Rahal, our leader, followed by number 18, Ryan Booth, Performance Tech, and now followed by the number 10 car of Mikhail Goetberg of JDC Motorsports. We were talking about Mikhail earlier. It's good to see Mikhail up on that podium, and possibly once again. Mikhail is a fantastic driver. I kind of joked with him last year, calling him Comrade Goetberg. He's Russian, and you know that was kind of an inside joke. So let me go ahead and get that out of the way. If you hear me call Mikhail Comrade Goetberg, it is an inside joke.
Good enough. This is very interesting now that Daniel Goldberg, the winner of race 1, is out and not going to collect many points. This is going to be a terrific opportunity for these front runners to gain some ground and pass him in the points and store him away for the rest of the year. So it should be a really good battle here. We'll see if Rahal can just check out again, or if Booth can keep up with him. It looked like, you know, Booth was so busy battling with Daniel Goldberg that he probably was being a little defensive, probably looking in his mirrors a little bit more. And now that he's got Daniel out of the way, we'll see if he can chase down and pass Sean Rahal.
Yeah, as we see the cars trying to keep their tires warm, we're going to cut to another break, and we'll be back on the flip side of this commercial with a green flag restart, hopefully. We'll see if Ryan Booth can catch up to Sean Rahal, pass him for the lead. This is going to be an exciting end. You want to make sure you come back. And we are back to Sebring International Raceway, round 2 of the Cooper Tires Prototype Lights, powered by Mazda. This is the last section, 16 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in this timed race, and Ryan Booth is up under the rear wing of Sean Rahal for this restart.
Here they come around the last corner as the pace car pulls in. They're looking for the green, and green flag waves. We are restarted here at Sebring.
And Ryan Booth was really up under there trying to get a lead in on, and Mikhail Goetberg cuts to the inside. Ryan Booth looks to the outside.
Oh, looks like 3 wide, but they get it sorted out because there's really only 1 lane to go through there in corner 1.
Ryan
and Mikhail pulling up alongside. Nope, not quite.
Alexis Vanderpoel looking to the outside, trying to follow Ryan Booth on Mikhail, and he gets pinched out to the rumble strips.
Yeah, there's only 1 lane of cars that can go through there, and he really pushed it around the outside. This is exciting.
And you look at that melee of cars back there. Oh man, this is just an exciting restart.
There's dirt and rubber flying everywhere. Here we see heavy braking into the hairpin there. Great view of it.
And Padalico looked to the inside of Alexis Vanderpoel, and Alexis Vanderpoel ran wide and got everybody out of shape, and there was a wreck right there at the end. It looked like Owen Kratz couldn't tell what all happened there. And it's Owen Kratz and number 42 of Jim Garrett, both Masters class. They're sitting there looking at each other in the cockpits, pointing fingers, saying, you did wrong.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll get those going, or if we're going to have to go full course caution again. We'll see.
we will definitely see what happens. It looked like they were trying to get them refired, but we'll see if they can get those moved on their own or if that's going to require safety vehicles to come out and help them out a little bit. And the cars are bunched up. Got Richard Fant, number 44, Ferrari of Houston, followed by the number 4 of Alexis Vanderpoel, and 2 yellow flags. That is a full course caution.
Yeah, and here they are. It looks like they were just probably going for the same real estate into the hairpin there. It happens a lot, especially on restarts. Cars get close. You make a late dive. Maybe your tires aren't up to temp, or you brake a little bit later, and your car gets a little squiggly, and there was contact. So we'll see if we can get a replay of that as we see Sean Rahal leading the field.
And you know, Sean Rahal's got to be wondering, what do I have to do to get a clean restart so I can get back to a good lead and try to pull away? You know, he's trying to get a good lead coming off those restarts, and he keeps having to go back with these full course cautions, getting bunched back up.
Yeah, you're right. He's certainly getting some exercise here, leading the field under yellow and getting some exercises on how to do restarts. But, yeah, he keeps stretching out that lead, and every time he gets a few seconds out, let's take a look at the replay.
Well, the replay's kind of inconclusive, but
you know what?
Scott Tucker got a little bit of damage
Oh,
there on the left front.
I think what happened was the silver car, the 00 of Owen Kratz, spun, and I think Jim Garrett and Scott Tucker were coming through there, and there was really nowhere for Jim Garrett to go, and he nosed into him there.
And, you know, we also saw at the beginning there Alexis Vanderpoel running a little bit wide in the hairpin. You know, sometimes there's a little bit of a chain reaction effect where one car checks up and then it gets worse and worse and worse, and then you have a couple of cars coming together that can make it. And look at the under tray, how bumpy Sebring is.
Wow.
That under tray is just beaten up.
That's amazing. That's actually made of wood, and it's designed to take some impact and to scrape away, but this track more than any other will abuse the bottom of your car, just up and down bumping nonstop.
And we are on board here with Ryan Booth, tucking up behind Sean Rahal. Lights are off on the pace car, so it looks like we're going to get a restart here
great job.
with a couple of laps left according to the time. We will see, and Ryan is right up there. He does not want to let Sean Rahal get away.
Yeah, this is a great single file look here at these cars. Very evenly matched. Ryan Booth all over him. It looks like, I don't know if they actually touched, but when Rahal went, Booth was just a split second behind on the gas, and another great restart.
And 5 wide in the back of the pack.
Wow.
And going around, and Rahal bobbles in the front there. Ryan Booth gets a run on him coming around turn 1.
Wow, that was a great save by Sean Rahal there. His car was sideways going through 1, and he gets it done. What a pass!
Ryan Booth to the lead. Sean Rahal in second place is sitting there just beating himself up over having that little bobble going through turn 1, and Ryan Booth has time to pull away. He's got a good lead on Sean Rahal already. Mikhail Goeckberg now sees Rahal, and he wants a piece of him.
Wow.
He wants second place. He looks to the inside, going into the hairpin.
Not going to get it done, but Sean Rahal has to be so frustrated. Ran such a great race so far, had a huge lead, and then these cautions bunched the field back up, and Ryan Booth took advantage of it.
And there's Alexis Vanderpoel. He's looking at Mikhail Goeckberg. He wants that last step on the podium. You know, while Mikhail's trying to move up past Sean Rahal, he's got to watch his rear end because Alexis is going to try to take that spot over from him. And so this is going to be an exciting last couple of laps here at Sebring International Raceway.
Yeah, this has been an amazing race. Look at these guys. I mean, we've had 3 different leaders now, and I think there was several races last year where we had the same leader, Tristan Nunez, would lead from flag to flag. So this is shaping up to be an excellent series for this year's young crop of drivers.
Yeah, this is a fantastic series, always exciting. Third place, Mikhail Goeckberg, number 10 car, followed closely by the number 4 Momo car of Alexis Vanderpoel. They are going to keep battling it out, and there's always a race within a race. As we see some dirt kicked up and somebody running a little bit wide, hard to tell back there in the back of the camera shot, but Ryan Booth is trying to pull away from Sean Rahal, and Sean Rahal finally has a little bit of buffer on Mikhail Goeckberg, and I believe that is the number 55 car of Jerry Kraut, running in 5th overall. He is the leader of the Masters class right now, and this is white flag, final lap.
Final lap one more time around this historic circuit. Sean Rahal's got to be perfect as we see the 4 car of Alexis looking under and getting the pass done on Mikhail Goeckberg. On the last lap, we'll see if Mikhail can strike back. He'll want to set him up for the hairpin for sure.
And Padialicchio running a little bit wide in the back of the shot there, coming out of turn 1. You know, Mikhail is beating himself up. He does not want to lose that podium step as he pushes it wide, coming off into the dirt right there, right before this Omen straight leading up to the hairpin turn. Ryan's keeping it out in front of Sean Rahal. He's just going to run a smooth, clean, fast lap. He's going to not make any mistakes, or at least try not to, because he doesn't want Sean Rahal to pounce all over him. They are comfortably out in first and second place. Mikhail and Alexis Van der Poel and Mikhail Goetberg and Jerry Kraut all battling each other for that third place.
Wow. This is quite the battle from third on back. It looks like just a train of cars here, all wanting to gain at least one position on this last lap, trying to hit their marks, trying to be perfect, and their tires are probably about shot by now in this hot Florida sun running this long race.
And Mikhail has taken third place back from Alexis Van der Poel, past when we were didn't have the camera on him. That's how quick these passes happen here with these lights cars going around Sebring International Raceway. Don't you blink, you'll miss it.
Absolutely, I did miss that. You're right. That's amazing. We've seen so much action here in this race. I love it.
And leader number 18, Ryan Booth, leading second place Sean Rahal, down the back stretch, getting ready to come into the iconic turn 17, the Sunset Bend. And Ryan is going to lead it through turn 17. Sean runs wide, and he bobbles a little bit, trying to push it just a bit too hard, gives Ryan the buffer he needs, and Ryan Booth takes the win here at Sebring International Raceway for round 2 of the Cooper Tires Prototype Lights powered by Mazda, followed in second by Sean Rahal. In third place goes to number 10, Mikhail Goetberg. So let's catch up with Ryan Booth here, the winner of round 2 at Sebring International Raceway. All right, we caught up with Race 2's winner here at Sebring International Raceway, Ryan Booth of Performance Tech. Ryan, fantastic race. It was very exciting, several cautions. And right before the last lap, you took Sean Rahal on the inside of turn 1, was it?
Yeah, he had a little bobble around the apex of 1, slowed him down a bunch. I think he dropped 2 off. So I just kind of stuck it in on the inside going into 3, made it stick, and just tried not to look back. During the beginning of the race, I don't think I had the pace to keep up with him. He was super fast right off the get-go. Fought my teammate Dan Goldberg off, and got lucky enough to have some full course cautions and catch back up to Sean. So I don't know, man. I'm just super stoked. Glad to get first and second, some solid points. Performance Tech gave me a great car this weekend, and the guys have been working their butts off.
Well, I know last year you won your first race in lights at Road Atlanta. This is your first full season in lights, and so great starting off with some fantastic points. Anything from this race that you can carry forward into the future races?
Yeah, definitely just never give up. I did not think I was going to win that race. Just somehow at the last second, it just seemed to work out for me.
Oh, congratulations on a fantastic race. Ryan Booth of Performance Tech. The final finishing order here for round 2 at Sebring International Raceway is first place goes to car number 18 of Ryan Booth of Performance Tech. Sean Rahal comes in second with Comfort Motorsports, and third place goes to Mikhail Goetberg of JDC Motorsports. Our Masters class winner was Jerry Kraut of JDC Motorsports, followed by Scott Tucker of Level 5 and Richie Holt of Performance Tech. Congratulations to all winners. And that's it here for us at Sebring International Raceway and round 2 of the Cooper Tires Prototype Lights powered by Mazda. Make sure to follow all the action as we go to our next rounds 3 and 4 from Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca. You don't want to miss it.